You want to cook crystal meth?
That's right. You know the business, and I know the chemistry.
Talk us through your journey from school to your first assistant break that started you off, if you don't mind.
Let me see, how would that go? Well, I did 1 year at the university, and then I kind of faded away from that. And then my first experience was on a small film it was originally called Ringer, that starred Jeff Bridges and Bianca Jagger. And then they changed that to The Great American Success Story. And that was my first jump into the business, doing sound work as an apprentice, picking up sound rolls from the sound department and schlepping film back and forth. And then from there went on to Heaven's Gate. And that's where I really started to get involved a lot more into the actual cutting and picking of sound. And the great thing for me on Heaven's Gate was that we did all the Foley. It was the supervisor, James Klinger, who I worked with. We would go to the Foley stage and we would walk and do the Foley, and we would break dishes. We would do all that kind of stuff, which was really a fun way. It's like you're having a play at the park doing all of that stuff.
Yeah, well, you need to talk to John Grover about his time on 2001 doing that.
No, I can imagine that must have been really fun.
So really, when you went into assisting, you assisted on Jodie Foster's Nell. I remember seeing that at the cinema. That was cut on Lightworks. Did you cut much on Lightworks?
Did very little on Lightworks, because by the time I actually started cutting, Lightworks had almost disappeared from the States here. And they kept saying there was an R&D company going to revive it. And we saw a little bit of the heavy works come out, but by that point, Avid had taken over and was pretty well set in the marketplace.
Yeah, same here in UK. But then you went to, you did Primal Fear, which pretty much started Edward Norton off as well. And then you assisted on this huge series, Buffy, that was hugely popular here as well. And that's when you made the jump to editor. How was that? How did that happen? How do you remember that happening?
The editor I was working for was in, and he knew that he was going to be leaving shortly. So he brought me in saying, okay, this is what I want to do, and let's see if we can convince the producers to let it happen. So I was cutting with him and working away, and when he finally had to move off to his other project, they made a deal, and that's how I was able to get my break.
That's a good show to get your break on. That was enormous.
Yeah.
And Joss Whedon, was he in your edit suite? You edit bay a lot?
He would come in, for 3 or 4 days on an episode to go through the cut and make it all, get it to the way his vision was. So yeah, he was there occasionally. But the one thing about Buffy is we were working in an office building, but next door was a warehouse where they were shooting. So we could walk down and talk to the directors and talk to Joss if we had questions and if there were any concerns. So that was really nice to be able to do that.